24,000 square foot expansion at North American Tapes will soon be complete. Work continues on that $3.4 million project at that facility in the Jefferson County Industrial Business Park that's off of Outer Coffeen Street. North American Tapes makes athletic tape for sports like hockey and football. President Darren Prant says the extra space will hold offices and serve as a converting room where the tape is produced. He says the expansion, which should be ready to go by December, will allow the company to produce a greater variety of the product. More than 50 people work at the company right now, and the company continues to hire.